Here we have the Intel Edison and the Intel Edison motherboard from Seed Studios. So what we're going to do here is give you a little bit of an insight on when you grab these from the kit, how you put them together and how you use them. So once you've taken this Edison out of its plastic enclosure, you'll see this little 72-pin connector. What we're going to do is we're going to line that up carefully with the 72-pin connector here on the motherboard. And what we're going to do is just place them so they're just there, just nesting inside each other, and then we're going to rock them until they clip in place. And you may have to force that a little bit the first time you're doing it, but you should see it just seating just nicely, just sitting there quite happily on top of the motherboard. And the cool thing about this is you shouldn't have to remove that subsequently, so that's really should be ready to go now. And then on the base of the motherboard there's a series of connectors. This is the large connector for the SD memory card. These are where you'll plug all of your sensors and outputs in, and this is when you want to connect your power and your data writing capability. So this is the daughter board. This is the board that lets you connect to your computer, read and write from the Edison, and power it as well. So what I'm going to do is to show you how to connect this up. First of all, we need a little connecting strip, one of these things here, and the conductive wires are on this side. The blue side is just protective. And with these little brown connectors, you flip the top up. We place the silver side down onto the contacts, slide it in, and just carefully press the top shut. And you can see that now holds it quite nicely. Same thing on this side. And there we go, we're all connected up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to boot this up, but so that we can see something happen, we're going to attach this screen. So the screen is a very useful little device for letting you see what's going on effectively. So same trick, we're going to plug that in here, clip it down, so it's now held in nicely. And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach the micro USB cable. And the key thing with the micro USB is you want to plug it into the UART side of the connector here. So you can see this is the UART and this is the device host. So you use this side when you want to program, and you use this side when we want to power it and send commands to the motherboard. So these lights will come on, and by the way, you can use the battery here, and by just plugging the battery in, it will charge while the USB is plugged in, and then when you have the USB unplugged, this battery will enable you to boot your motherboard and your CPU. Here we go, so that is now fully booted and running. Okay, so now we're ready for our next test, which is to add some output devices. So let's unplug this. So when we're plugging things in and out, we should really take the power out. We're going to attach the buzzer and the vibration motor here. Now, one of the tricks with some of these connectors is they may have different types. So this here is a little black connector. It's a little bit harder to use than the brown connector, which just flips up and flips down. The trick with these connectors is you want to make sure that you have it just loosely pulled out. So you can see it sort of pulled out from this metal strip. Then you can slide the strip in, so it's just sitting there, and then you just press it down very carefully, and you now have a connected device. Now, what we have to do is we have to make sure we line up these little notches. You can see the notches in the motherboard, and then the notches in all of these elements. We need to make sure we line them up so the notches are always facing the same direction. So if we want to also attach this, we're going to put this in here, and then connect it to the motherboard. So let's do that now. So we have our pieces ready to go, and now we're going to boot this up by plugging it into that UART connector. And then while this is booting, we're going to log into our phone, and we're going to go in. We're going to set up our kit. We're going to go down, and as soon as this boots, it should happen any second now. There we go. We're booted now. In a second, it'll say ready. Cool, and now we can go find your Edison. It's going to scan for the Edison. And there we go, it's found the Edison. So let's connect to the Edison, and let's test it by running the buzzer. So if we look over here at the buzzer, when we select the buzzer and press start vibration, you can see the buzzer vibrate. And also on the screen here, it indicates that the vibration was triggered. So if we were to go back and choose the buzzer and start the buzzer, you could hear the buzzer, and it also triggers here that the buzzer has been fired. So we're now able to communicate directly with our Edison via Bluetooth.